Robbo, as is standard, you brought up Arsene Wenger early on in an Arsenal discussion. You were, of course, one of the first to call for his head. Have they got any better under Unai Emery?
I'm not sure they have. You know, when a new manager came in, I expected them to have a game plan. I've watched a lot of Premier League football this season, and you can see what most teams are trying to do. What their style of play, their game plan, their passing patterns. I still think Arsenal are off the cuff. When they play out from the back, it's a little bit off the cuff. When they're defending, they make poor decisions. They're not well organised. When it becomes a free and open game, they've got excellent players who can run with the ball. They've got excellent players who can pass it beyond the opposition. Aubameyang who can score goals. Pepe who can run with the ball. But I don't think they're any more precise in the way they're trying to play. There's no organisation. They're playing off the cuff. And when you do that, you're going to have great games and you're going to have some very bad games, as we saw against Sheffield United. So at the moment, I don't think they're any better. They're more competitive, Unai Emery says. I'm not sure.
I think if you're a gambler, out of all the teams in the Premier League, Arsenal are the hardest ones to call. Because as Robbo said, it's always completely up in the air. You wouldn't trust them one bit, would you?
No, and I think that comes back down to what the biggest problem Arsenal has had for a very long time now, and that is playing consistently well defensively. The amount of times you look at Arsenal when you're watching a game and you see how spread out they are and their shape. I mean, the first goal for today against Arsenal, you get the left back try and win a header in midfield out wide. Then they're basically going 3v3, and it's something that's simple to fix. You say, listen, don't go chasing that ball. Let's keep compact. We'll defend. If they win that, then we have our shape. And for me, Arsenal still has a lot to work through to provide a defensive shape and a way of playing defensively that is you look at it and you're like, they're going to be comfortable in this game.
Unai Emery's running out of time, isn't he, Shaq?
He is. And I'll tell you why. It's not just because of the results. It's because of the points that both Brian and Stewart make. Arsenal do nothing well. Let's be honest. If we're talking about Arsenal and we're saying, well, what do you do well? What can we build on? There is absolutely nothing we can look at. They're not good defensively. Through midfield, it's a bit of a disaster. You've got incredible talent up front in Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Nicol Pepe, if we judge him on what we saw coming out of League and arriving in North London. Yes, still, Nicol Pepe has absolutely no confidence. Lacazette is getting a run out on Thursday nights, probably wondering, well, what do I do to get myself back in when he and it seemed Aubameyang had such a good partnership developing. Aubameyang has been the bright spark. That is it. And given the time that Emery has been in charge, you expect a whole lot more than what you're seeing. You expect a whole lot more than knowing your defense is bad, so you buy David Luiz just before the transfer window closes. So as a result, I think he's painted himself into this corner. And as much as Ozil has been an unnecessary and inherited headache, nothing else has gone as you would expect from a manager of his quality.
When Arsene Wenger got the sack, we said we got the sack because at home they were great, and away from home they didn't have a stomach for it. Nothing has changed under Unai Emery. At home they're great. Away from home, they don't have the stomach for it. So nothing's changed.
How easy is it to change? Has Unai Emery got what it takes? This is a man who's won, big European competitions, Robbo.
Yeah, and I would have expected him to come with some sort of shape, some sort of pattern of play, making them good. And Shaka just said it. Where are they going to be good? We're going to force the opposition into these areas. This is where we're going to be good at defending. We're going to make it difficult for the opposition. When we get the ball, these are the sort of balls we're going to play. We're going to spin the opposition round to start with, then we'll play from there. I don't know what Arsenal are trying to do at times. When they're playing out, they try and play out from the back when the opposition are pressing them high up the field, and it's obvious that they're going to get caught in bad areas. So I don't think he's improved it. But he's got to make sure, he's got to do a lot of work on the training field. He's got to give them a pattern of play. And he's got to give some discipline as well. Guendouzi, I think, could be a very good player. But he sums up Arsenal the way he rants and raves at the referee, the way he wants to fight the opposition. Some people would say that's a heart and he's showing great character. I don't see it that way. I see that he's a player that's got all the attributes needed to be a good midfield player, but he's ill-disciplined, eventually will let him down. And that's something that Unai Emery is allowing to happen, and that's something that Arsene Wenger allowed to happen with so many of the players. They haven't got the discipline, both tactically or individually.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.